do, piece of hair grease. Funny how time changed. Another year has come and gone, and we're still together here with a love so very strong. So while we're celebrating like this, I'll give a toast to you, to the years to come. 'Cause if anyone deserves to stay together, out of them, we should be one. Happy anniversary. I know that song, my dear. Happy anniversary. And good cheer. Okay, y'all. Thank you for joining me. My name is Deborah Ann Matthews. I live in Tennessee, and I represent those people who are in wheelchairs, walkers, canes, who have home health care workers, or in my instance, I do not have a home care worker anymore, and who have problems with obesity and overweight and gout, lymphedema, my hands hurting, carpal tunnel, and chronic pain, knee pain. And I call my channel Lose Weight With Me. And honey, thank you for being with me. And I want to thank, I got another supporter who bought me a cup of coffee, and I want to encourage you to join my super chat, join my channel. I really need the support to help propel the channel and also to help keep getting information to help us. I am, you know what? I am real in my quest to better my life. And just as soon as I said, come today, I'm not going to eat some sugar. As soon as I got up, the first thing I did is ate my lemon cookies, because the word of God tells us you can't touch or taste. But honey, I'm just weak. And that's why I'm strong. The word of God says, the song says, I am weak, but thou art strong. Jesus, keep me from all wrong. I'll be satisfied as long as just a closer walk with thee. Can you hit the like button? I have 56 people in here. Ain't nobody hit the like button. So I'm going to tell y'all that each and every day that we have on this earth, especially dealing with what we're dealing with, it's a day to put something in that will help us to have a good output, to have a better way to deal with our pain and our anxiety and our, like, my fingers have been hurting since last week. This one is starting to hurt again. And what I realize is that every time I go to a training or something, they give us these stretch balls, and I was going to find mine, and that's because we really constantly need to be using our stretch balls to stretch our fingers, because we use them so much. Even if you pick cotton, pick tobacco, pick tomatoes, if you work in a factory, if you type all the time, whatever body part you use a lot, that's the one that's going to hurt a lot. Eventually, 30 years of typing, 30 years of doing this, you might have shoulder pain. 30 years of bending down, you might have hip pain or back pain. So there's a gentleman named Travion who put in the comments that obesity is not a disability. He said just like drug addicts aren't a disability, I don't think you really understand what disability is. So I just simply put the definition of disability, and maybe that will help you out. A lot of times, we actually don't even deal with people who have negative things to say, because the world gives us enough negativity, and we are here to have good vibes only. And that's why one reason I ask people to notice what you think about obesity, notice what you think about overweight. And chances are, I don't really say much. What you really think about it is a very limited view, and in many instances, a very unfair view, because people shouldn't be judged by any one thing. You should be judged by your character. And in many instances, when I was doing my dating, like heavy dating and heavy, you know, leveling up and stuff, one of the things that I learned is that someone who's very disciplined will see someone who's overweight as undisciplined. And, like, say, if a man, and this is not really true in every instance, but I'm going to give you an example that I think has merit. So, if a man who's very frugal with his money, very disciplined, and he sees someone who is struggling with their weight, I'm not talking about 10 or 15 pounds, I'm talking about 50 to 100 pounds, then he will say, you know, she's undisciplined. And I can't say that that's not a fair assessment. That doesn't mean that her character isn't intact, that she wouldn't be careful with his money. But I do think that has relevance. So I'm not mad at that. But that's not the only thing. Because most of us who are overweight and obese, we work, we take care of ourselves, we're responsible in those ways. This is just our struggle. So it's not 100%. It is when you're just worldly and when you're just raw. Oh, I don't want to deal, like when people say they don't want to deal with overweight women, or if their wife gains weight, they're going to divorce her. In that spectrum, that's a hard life to live, because boo boo, you got something that's going to twiddle and stop working in a minute. And if she said the same thing about you, your feelings will be hurt. However, when you get to a more spiritual way of looking at life, um, there are so many more important things in life where you don't judge people like that. One of the gentlemen that I hold deep in my heart, he lives in Kenya. He told me, he said, keep doing what you're doing. You're going to be fine. And he said that in Africa, we don't mind a woman who's who's overweight, as long as she can do things. And I thought that was very comforting. Sometimes you can't let everything you hear make you feel bad, and you have to get to a point. Good morning, Belinda. Good morning, Papa Cherry. Good morning. You have to get to a point where you learn how not to let all of those things stop you from your journey of trying to improve your life. So I just wanted to come on. I know that I did yesterday the everyday struggles of living with obesity, and this is why I put in there. This in the UK, they put in a new sugar tax on fizzy drinks, because sugar, especially, I didn't realize this when I was in London, because I don't know, I don't think I bought a lot of drinks outside of the house, but they have the problem with the soup, big old drinks too. They putting a sugar tax on these fuzzy drinks, which I think is neat. Good morning, Helen. So this article is about obesity, functionality, mobility, and quality of life. So let's see. Okay, I'm gonna have to read this a little bit more. Yeah. Research articles are long. Good morning. So I'm gonna read that a little bit more, because it's a good one, but I don't have, the writing is too small for me to read and talk to you about it at the same time. So I'm gonna have to read that a little bit more. So I can tell you what I'm looking at, which is so heartbreaking. Um, in Tennessee last week, they are voting to take any child who, even if they get arrested, but who are not guilty, who haven't been found guilty or innocent, at the judge's discretion, can put them in a juvenile detention just because. Is that not the craziest thing? And when I tell you it is heartbreaking, I want to find the exact bill so I can tell you. Okay, check this out. It's called HB 2404/SB 234849, facilities for kids in state custody. These bills redefine which children in state custody are eligible for detention in a juvenile justice facility and creates a mechanism by which a judge can render them detained based on risk of harm. So I'm too long in my update already to go deep into this one. Yet I will, don't worry, just later. But this is concerning given the increase of kids in state custody with disabilities. So basically, what they're saying is that kids who have not been found liable for breaking the law but in a condition of want or suffering to be placed in kid jail. If that ain't if that ain't the pot, whew, I mean, what are these people thinking about? Now, all I'm doing is stressing myself out because I woke up like, look, I've got to say something. I've got to say something. And really, every week they have all of these different rules and laws that they're voting on. And those of us who got good sense, we ain't even addressing these things because they obviously don't have good sense to even put together this type of thing. Um, we are getting a toll. Well, it's gonna take years, but in Tennessee on I-24 in Nashville. So and my home care worker said when she came by yesterday that that's the area where the trucks go through, and I'm like, okay, makes sense. So I'm telling y'all, we got so much things, so many things to keep us upset, keep our blood pressure up. So what we're gonna do today is I have a big presentation this afternoon, and I decided that I'm not going to go to the Senior Citizen Center because I need to spend hours studying, preparing, and working. So I love going places, honey. Yes, I do. However, I do want to go to the pool tonight, and I have to see about that because if it's cold, I'm not going. So, but I am making my way back to the pool and back to the water, of which I do love. I just don't want to go when it's cold. So I may go like in the middle of the day tomorrow, like midday about 12, and just get my exercise on. Or I may feel up to going in the morning and go to my regular exercise class because they'll give me focus with going and coming on back home and getting out of those wet clothes. So I don't know. We're going to see. Because I naturally wake up at 5 and they naturally want me to be ready at 5:45. The class starts at 7. So I'm like, if y'all could just come pick me up at 6:30, I mean, goodness gracious. It's Saturday. The traffic is not going to be long. But in either case, I just wanted to come on and say good morning. I wanted to come on and say, I was reading the comments. Those of us who have issues, who have weight to lose, who have pain, who have chronic issues every day, just trying to get dressed, get dressed, get some daily activities, get some food, take a shower, those type of things. We are here, and the best that we can do is set a goal, but we got to have a clear goal with a number next to it. Go through and write your things out you're going to do for the week. Write your menus out and tackle it one day at a time, one thing at a time. Does that make sense? And you have to get some goals. So having said that, Miss Deborah only has $6,000 left to pay her car off. And y'all know I want to give me a wheelchair van. So Miss Deborah talking about she ain't going to go to her outing because that's $600. When Miss Deborah can, in 12 months, I can have that. If I pay $97 extra a month on my principal towards my car note, then I'll have my car paid off in 12 months. So, should I spend $600 going to this concert or not? So, Miss Deborah is not going to the concert. And Miss Deborah ain't going nowhere else when she can save some money. But she's going to get that car paid off. Because Miss Deborah want to go to the Jazz Festival in November. So, if I sacrifice a little bit, this fall, this spring, this summer, then I can go to the Jazz Festival in November. So Miss Deborah gonna do just that, okay? So I tell y'all what. You comment down below. Let me know what you're dealing with. Let me know that you want to support me in my wheelchair van fundraiser by buying me a cup of coffee or becoming a member, joining my channel. I really would appreciate that. And I am looking at having an interview with one of our premier weight loss gurus who lost over 700 pounds. And I do want to have her on our channel so she can continue to encourage us. And I do want to say thank you for joining me today. Thank you for your support. And as I get to more information, uh, I'm gonna definitely share with you all. We have to keep each other inspired, and we have to set goals, and we have to get things done one day at a time. So I will talk with y'all later. Have a beautiful day, and thank you for joining me. Peace.